Hello, this is Centurion Love, and my name is Kathy Tripp, and this is the fifth episode of God Did It. When my son was about 5 or 6 months old, he was drinking his baby formula, and all of a sudden, he stopped drinking it. He would not hold it on his stomach. He would spit it up every time that I fed him. And I had a friend, my best friend, her nephew was going through the same thing. They were around the same age, and they were told by the doctor he was doing the same thing, spitting up all his milk. He wasn't holding down anything. That he might have to have surgery to cut away some of his intestines to be able to keep the food or keep the milk, the baby formula on his stomach, because they assumed he had a blockage. And so my son, I took him to the doctor as well, and they did not give me the same report. They said it was just, they didn't know what it was. All they knew is that, all I needed to do was to continue to feed him and to give them the results, and they would check back with me on, any extra x-rays, because the x-rays that they took, they couldn't find anything. And so I continued to feed him, and he continued to spit the food up, or spit the milk up, the baby formula, I mean. I didn't even get dressed in the morning. I didn't dress him until after I fed him, in hopes that he would keep the baby formula down. He would eat it, suck his bottle, and keep it on his stomach. But every time, morning, noon, and night, he threw the milk up. He would not digest it. He was a very chubby little baby. God really did a miracle, because he wasn't holding any of the milk in his stomach. He would spit it all up, every drop of it. And even when I took him to the daycares, I was just concerned about him all day, because he wasn't keeping any of the milk down. And I even had a worker, a caregiver at the daycare, tell me that she was tired of him spitting up on her and dirtying her clothes. And so I apologized to her, and I asked her to just be patient, that God was, taking care of the matter. And that too, I apologize. I'm sorry for him spitting up on you. And all of them were like, yeah, he does the same thing every day. What's going on with him? And I was like, I don't know completely yet, but God is going to heal him of whatever it is. And my best friend's nephew, he ended up having, well, the prayer that I was praying for them both every day, and my aunt Sandra, we were both praying for them, both boys, every day. The prayer that we prayed was Isaiah 53, verse 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was crushed for our wickedness, our sin, our injustice, our wrongdoing. The punishment required for our well-being fell upon him. It fell upon Jesus. And by his stripes, wounds, we are healed. And I prayed that prayer for him every day, and for my best friend's nephew, that God would heal them. And her nephew ended up having surgery, and he had to get, some of his intestines cut away, because there was an actual blockage. No matter how God performed the miracle, it was still a miracle, because the baby was still alive, and he was thriving, and he began to eat again. after his surgery normally, and he was alive. He was well. My son, they still didn't see anything. And so I continued to give him the formula as I was, told to do. And I was believing God for his healing. And I was even suggested to give him goat's milk to see if goat's milk would stay down. And it did for like a day or two. And then all of a sudden it just came up, and he continued to throw up. And so I was like, God, I know I'm waiting for his healing to take place, or asking you to, just let me know what else I need to do. If it's something I need to do to help him that I'm not doing, just show me, Father. Just tell me. And I thought about giving him the homogenized milk, the regular milk that we drink and eat with our cereal every day, and I was like, wow, the doctors have advised all mothers to never give their children that milk because their stomachs aren't strong enough for it. And so I kept, it just stayed on my mind. I was like, okay, let's try it. And I gave it to him. He drank the milk. He kept it down. He didn't throw it back up. I didn't let anyone else know that that's what I was doing because I didn't want them to discourage me about whatever God was telling me to do with him. And I wanted to follow what God, his instructions, and he began to keep his milk down all the way up to a year. And when it was time for me to switch him over to baby food, and then from baby food over to regular food, he did just fine. God had healed him miraculously, and he was a fat little chubby baby during this whole time. If you looked at him, you would never say he was going through any type of eating problems. But God healed both of those boys. He healed them in different ways, but they were healed. And I also have this scripture that I want to include. It's Luke 17th chapter, verse 11 through 19. 10 lepers cleansed. While Jesus was on the way to Jerusalem, he was passing along the border between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, he was met by 10 lepers who stood at a distance, and they raised their voices and called out, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said to them, Go and show yourselves to the priest. And as they went, they were miraculously healed and made clean. One of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, glorifying and praising and honoring God with a loud voice. And he lay face down at Jesus' feet, thanking him over and over. He was a Samaritan. Then Jesus said, Were not 10 of you cleansed? Where are the other 9? Was there no one found to return to give thanks and praise to God, except this foreigner? Jesus said to him, Get up and go on your way. Your faith, your personal trust in me, and confidence in God's power has restored you to health. God healed both of these babies. He healed my son, and he healed my best friend's nephew. And we gave God the glory for it. This is another miracle that God performed in our lives. This is Centurion Love. This is my 5th episode, and my name is Kathy Tripp, and you have a wonderful day.